Hi, this is Mass Rundown. If you enjoy movie reviews and trailer reactions, you're in the right place. So why not subscribe and hit the like button down below.
On this Top Tuesday, we're going to be reviewing number 88, Guerra, The Wrath of God, from 1972. Guerra, The Wrath of God is a 1972 film directed by Werner Herzog. It stars Klaus Kinski as Guerra.
The film follows Guerra into his descent into insanity as he leads his men across South America in the search of Dorado.
So looking at the good, the film looks a lot at nature. I mean, it's filmed on location in, I think it's Amazon. It's quite breathtaking, some of the scenes. You get a real intense feel of nature there. It plays off nicely of this man versus nature, where they're trying to conquer nature and find El Dorado, and nature's beautiful, but it can fight back as well.
Kicks their ass.
Yeah, throughout the movie.
What I liked about the movie is I feel like they really showed the Christian Crusaders quite well, because in reality that is what happened a lot of the time. It was convert or die. And they show this in this movie. They show how ruthless the Crusaders were. And, you know, at times they deserve Christian burials. And at other times when it's inconvenient, it's like, oh, well.
And I think the scene that sums it up the best is when they're on the boat and the two indigenous people get pulled onto the boat with them. And they're trying to find out where El Dorado is, but they also want to introduce them to the Word of God. And they give them the Bible and say, the voice of God speaks through that book. So the guy obviously listens to his ear and, no, I don't hear this. So then they execute him because it's blasphemy.
Yeah, and all they really care about is the gold around his neck, because they rip it off as if everything belongs to them.
Yes. And then another good, the music was quite haunting. It was good. I enjoyed it. It added to the atmosphere. At times, it might have been counter to watching the movie, because with the sounds of nature, the ambient music, it was like those sleepy YouTube videos. And could have helped me feeling a little bit sleepy throughout some of the movie.
Yeah, I think the sound contrasted yet captured the beauty of nature.
Yes.
Because nature can be cruel, but it's also breathtaking. That takes us to the bad. I'm really glad that we have this policy of just going into the movie and watching it without doing any research, because I feel like I would have been utterly biased watching this movie if I had done the research first. Because I struggled to get behind movies that were made in the way that this movie was made, where the director literally threatened to murder crew who weren't appreciating the harsh circumstances, the lack of food, everything on the set, if they didn't just continue. He's like, I will kill you. And he even said so in interviews and stuff. So it's not like apparently, it's literally even he admitted to it. So I'm like, so you're forcing people to do something they don't want to do. And then we go on to the musician who was playing, what was it? The pan flute, yeah. And this guy isn't an actor. He is a mentally disabled man who basically gets forced to go on this journey because he didn't want to go on it to start off with.
He felt if he left his village and stopped playing, bad things would happen to his village.
So you can only imagine the force that Herzog used to get him to come along, especially considering the force he used with the other crew. And for me, this is terrible. He basically kidnapped this man and forced him to be in a movie he didn't want to be in. I think if you did that today, you would go to jail. It is awful. I just cannot get behind this movie. Then when there's scenes with the animals, like he threw the horse into the water, and I'm not sure what happened to the horse, but apparently, according to reports, the monkeys were stolen, number one, and number two, they were just left in the jungle after filming. And if these monkeys are monkeys that were reared, by humans, they don't know how to fend for themselves in the wild. Those poor monkeys probably didn't last a day. The animal abuse, the abuse of mentally ill people, the threats, I can't admire a director who does all that. It doesn't matter if the movie is good or not. It's just, I don't support people who do stuff like that. I don't support people who abuse mentally ill people. Besides all of that, I hated the movie. I just didn't see much past the beauty of the nature. I didn't get transported into the movie. And I was hoping to, as I do in all movies. This just didn't do it for me. It just felt lackluster. I feel like the main actor was a bit off kilter, and I feel like he was off kilter without meaning to be off kilter.
Yeah.
When he was swaying sideways, because apparently he was trying to portray the damage that the one guy had gotten in his leg, but I don't understand why it to be that skew. I've seen people who've had damaged legs and stuff. They don't walk like that. So I feel like the off-kilterness kind of works with the character, except they didn't do it on purpose. So I don't know. It was off the whole movie. And I didn't think the actor was particularly good either. The main actor, at least. Some of the other actors were okay, but the main actor didn't do it for me.
And I think, the point of a movie is to be entertained, and I'm glad it was only an hour and a half. It wasn't a 3-hour epic that you sat through. I really can't wait for this to end. It wasn't an enjoyable watching experience. I also struggled to get through the movie.
And I feel like a lot of people may appreciate it for the descent into madness. I feel like if you want to watch a descent into madness, at least in my opinion, more accurately portrayed, then rather watch American Psycho.
Yeah.
Because Christian Bale does an amazing job slowly taking you through this descent into madness. And that narcissism and everything that I feel like this movie wanted to capture is captured in that. Essentially, this movie is descent into madness because of greed. They want all the gold, they want to be rich, they want to be famous. Nothing new still happens today. But I just feel like it was rather boring. I don't know. I just didn't appreciate it, and I didn't feel like it was very documentary style either.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because I was trying to understand this movie and the viewpoints that other people had on it, and I just don't agree, I suppose. So in terms of ratings, I quite frankly give it a 2. 2 points for the beautiful scenery and nothing else. Oh no, maybe 3 because the music was pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 3, so let's give it a 3.
So overall, 3. And that's just purely the music and the scenery. I didn't enjoy anything else about the movie. And quite frankly, I would have turned it off in the first 10 minutes and I'd have been quite happy and never thought about it for another second.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly like I was wondering what's going to happen and so drawn in and like I have to keep watching. I was bored. Who should watch this? In my opinion, no one, because I thought it was a load of tosh. But I suppose a lot of people do like this from other reviews. So, just my opinion, I just hated it.
And following on that, let us know in the comments down below if you did enjoy it. Why?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Later.